Greetings and welcome back to Reassembly, where the Flying Staplers is currently trying to whittle down what remains of the agent that it has been chasing down. We've discovered the agent. Unfortunately, the phone rang just after I started recording. It was my landlord, so I had to take the call. So I've immediately pulled back. But this is the actual agent mothership. To say I'm a little bit perplexed and perhaps a little bit disappointed would be an understatement. I really don't understand what this whole thing is. It's just thrusters. It doesn't even seem to have a factory. I don't get it at all. But the Flying Staplers has been coming along, and in fact has plenty of resources right now. We've got a lot of thrust potential for maneuvering around there, and it looks like the Flying Stapler's gone close enough to want to utterly destroy everything once again. Oh no, it does have factories. Ah, that's where it's getting all of its reinforcements from then. Never mind, let's continue trying to wreck it. I have changed the key binding slightly. I'll just show you what I've done. I've currently got the auto cannons, 4 of and 2 flak guns set up to left mouse so that I can project a bit of damage myself. But everything else is currently set up still on point defense. So it's managing that itself. Let's continue to hack through all of its guns. Why it's not attacking me, I really don't understand, but it's quite perplexing. Let's see if we can't take out what remains of your guns down there. And it looks like one of our little probes has become pretty interestingly upgraded. Right, let's attack from one direction and try to whittle our way down into the cockpit if we can. Fire the everything! Now, it's probably going to take us a little while to break through here, or maybe not that long, actually. We've got quite a lot of firepower. But I am remarkably perplexed by this design. It is honestly just weird. It looked like such a powerful agent fleet, and yet there we go. We have taken them out. That was worth an awful lot of everything. Build everything until I run out of ability to build anything else. There we go. Fantastic. So many new members of the fleet. I will release most of you because I just don't need you. There we go. Now we've got a lot of credit to play with. You know what that's going into, though? It's mostly going into that. And goodbye to all of my credit. I probably want to get a larger generator. 450 generated per second. Wow, okay. That is actually really good. That is better than 4 of these. Because it looks like it's about the right size to be 4 of these smaller generators. And if that's true, then yes, this is much better. It's 150 better generation per second and significantly more storage. It's about 4 times as healthy, though, which it makes sense. 4 times as heavy. Only half as long to regenerate as well. I like that. It's more than 4 times the cost, though, which is a little bit of a pain. But that's going to be 1,220 new credits. But with that, we've taken out our first agent. Let's have a look. Has that updated anything? Use the map to locate an agent, unlock a playable faction. Oh, okay, well, it seems that the game is not impressed with our antics. Damn it. Right, it is time for us to play around with these fleets, though. We need some better fleets. Certainly, we need better fleets for our factory ships. So, I think we need to start work on that right away. Let's go ahead. Now, primarily, these are going to be fighter craft. They're not going to be set up to harvest resources. They're not going to be set up to build other things. They are here to fight and do damage. But that doesn't mean they need to be cheap. So we can make a fairly expensive one with these burst lasers. Then we'll add a fair chunk more protection around it as well, I think. Let's copy and paste these. It'll be a lot easier to do. Grab that. There we go. Right, so we've got a central cluster of burst lasers. We're going to want a chunk of energy to run those, I imagine. So we'll do that. And then we'll grab another one of these. Paste that out. Okay, there we go. Now, question is, do we want a shield? We kind of do, I think. So let's give ourselves a shield generator. You know, with such a small craft, we could actually just have one at the back. And I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. We'll have a central shield generator at the back here. But that doesn't mean that we don't need to connect on the sides. We can just do this, which is actually pretty useful. There we go. And then... Actually, I wanted another one. Thank you. You can use Alt and just drag to copy something. I only just remembered that. People have told me a few times, but my memory. Let's Alt and drag you. And copy and paste you. There we go. Right, okay, so we've got a central bit of shielding. We are going to want some nice shape to this vessel now. Let's go for something a little less regular down the bottom here. Let's go for something like this. If we use that about here, then we copy and paste it, we can have a flat platform there to build our thrusters out on. There we go. Yeah, I like that. And then we can use another one to give a bit more of an interesting look at the edge. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah, I do. Right, we'll go with that then. We'll also have this there, just so it's a little bit easier to regrow. So that's going to give us our thruster cavity here. And we'll build up into the larger thrusters as soon as we're able. That should be enough. There we go. So we'll give it a decent little bit of maneuverability, at least forward. However, we do need to cover this area up at the back here. You know what? I'm thinking having these lasers is a little bit more than we need for this vessel. I think that's just me being silly, because I've got the lasers, I want to use them. And you do need to be aware of that, because it is always, or at least with me, it's always a threat that I'm doing that. Alas, I wish I could kick that habit, but it doesn't seem to want to work with me. Right, there we go. So we've got a nice little rear there. We could even have some more thrusters built back there. Like so. Maybe a thruster there as well. So we're going to make this quite a maneuverable little craft. And I quite like that. We could, in fact, expand that as well. There we go. Does that maybe look a little bit weird? Yeah, I think it does. We'll just have to leave the thrusters exposed for now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need to do too much more there. Now, what we can do along the side, however, is we can have some side-mounted missile launchers. That will give this the ability to engage hostile targets at extreme range, which is always very nice. We'll have some reverse maneuvering thrusters there. And we'll finish this off in the middle, I'm thinking, with some sort of... Let's see, we could add... If we rotate that around, it'll fit perfectly. So it gives us a little mouth there. We could perhaps have a plasma projector. Now that rapid-fire directional plasma weapon, it isn't a turret. It can only shoot in the direction it's looking. But 10 rounds a second, 20 damage per round, energy 6 per shot. I guess it wouldn't be too bad. Could I affix 2 of them side by side? Yes, I could. Oh, that's glorious. I kind of like this little ship. This little ship seems to be coming together well, I think. Let's add some more auto cannons, or maybe even some more flak cannons. Nah, the auto cannon should do well. Okay, let's test this ship before we do anything. It is a fairly high P ship for what it is. What is it doing? It's literally just... What? Really? You're not... Why? Are you just gonna snipe? Well, I guess it works. But I just realized something. We haven't got enough thrusters on the outside, I don't think, for maneuverability. So let's add a few more there as well, and then build up a cage for them as well. That way we shouldn't hurt too much. I mean, we will, because they're not particularly well defended, but there's not a lot that I can do about that. Does that look terrible? I think it might. How about this instead? Just with a quick tweak, it looks a little bit better perhaps. Not amazing, but it could certainly be worse. We'll see. I'll just add these in there, just for a little bit more maneuverability. But there's very little turning power on this thing, I've just realized. I think that was possibly why it was acting a bit derpily. So, what we can do instead is add these along the edges, like that. And then add in turning thrusters. There we go, that should help it out a little bit. Does bring us up to 606p. That is a lot for a small ship. Now the ships it's going to be facing are probably going to be much, much more tanky, but we'll have to see. It's got a reasonable amount of shots. Why is it not trying to shoot these down though? That is the question I'm trying to struggle with. Why is it not trying to fire on the missiles coming in? Okay, it's starting to do it now, but it's really not doing it enough for my liking. We need to improve that enormously. And the best way to do that would probably, actually... I mean, at this point, I'm fairly certain that wasn't the problem before. But if we do this, and just slot those in, we can have a fair bit of point defense. Let's copy that, paste it. Oops, got a little bit more than I meant. There we go. And slot that in there. We could add something, but I'm not sure there's really any need to. Could add that on the top, but I think that looks stupid. Damn it! I think maybe reducing the amount of maneuvering thrusters we've got at the front. Maybe we should have all the steering at the back. We could certainly do with a little bit more on the sides. Oops, I meant to hold down Alt there. Okay, that it doesn't actually look too bad to me now. Got a fair chunk of maneuvering thrusters. I do want to move these, get the flak up at the front, and then maybe also have some flak at the back. Yes, I think so. So expensive. So remarkably expensive. That's got a range of 1,400, 800, 900. You know what? I think one of the things it's suffering with is a lack of long-range weaponry. So let's try and add in a little bit of that then. And I actually would like to copy these. There we go. And again, only this one needs to be rotated so that it matches. Okay, we've got a lot of point defense on this now. Let's see how that works out. We haven't added too much to it in terms of mass and power requirements. Now, hopefully, it's going to be able to start shooting these down. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. But it's not getting in there and fighting. Why not? This, I don't understand. Why is it not trying to engage? Must be its weapon setup. Something about having these missiles, maybe, is preventing it from trying to get too close. It's the only thing I can think of. And yeah, at the same time, that's kind of annoying, because that's what I wanted. I could instead replace those with these plasma cannons. Get a little bit of extra defense for it around here. Let's see about that. And then spend the extra P as forward thrust. That might not be too bad. Let's see how this one works then. Ooh, we've got one that I'm missing from there. There we go, that's a bit better. I could even have this affixed on the outside there So this is should be a remarkably fast little vessel. We'll see. We'll see if this can do okay. There we go. Now it's engaging. That's what we want. Get in there. Fight properly. Oh no, you're getting blown apart. That is not so good. It's doing a better job of taking you out with missiles than you were against it. Who's going to win? Not liking this. Why? Why are neither of you engaging? Game? What on earth's happening? I have no idea why they're not trying to kill each other. It will eventually time out. Did we get defeated? No? I mean, it's still engaging. Okay, that was really, really weird. Let's take that out and have a quick think of that again. This is connecting okay. I would actually, looking at something I just realized, I would prefer to have that connected there so there's more of a path to connect and get everything working in there. But I'm at a bit of a loss as to why it just stopped there. I could also add a little bit more protection around that plasma gun. But I'm really, really quite confused. I guess let's just try that out again. Maybe it'll do better this time. Maybe that was just a glitch in the game. It is an alpha game. It's going to happen. There we are. Get in there. Shoot down the missiles. Shoot him lots. You've already lost your front guns. And now you're not interested in fighting. Really? Is that all it takes? You just lose your will to fight the moment you lose your front guns? What is this silly ship? I am disappointed with you, ship. Alright then, we need to do something about this. Maybe take these guns out completely. I could instead affix a missile launcher. And we'll see how that works. It may have dropped the cost a little bit. Yeah, well, yeah, just a tiny, tiny little bit. Okay, let's see if that helps. I'm not really sure that the missile launchers are really going to be that useful because it's just going to sit there and try to snipe instead. Which means that whichever one has the best defense against snipe... Oh no, there we are. It's moving in, dodging. Come on, let's get something going. There we go. Finally, you remembered what you were. And that is a combat ship. Don't try to snipe. It's silly. You're not really... For the most part, the tests have not been this derpy. I feel that I've somehow stumbled on some terrible combination on my ship that's just making it act like an idiot. It feels like it's suddenly from the depths all over again. There we go. You're fixed. You're engaging once again. There we are. That's a little bit better. Though if you're going to be a missile boat, then I don't think being a missile boat really suits you. That's the problem. Maybe this. This is super expensive. I could drop these two flak guns and have one of these instead. Maybe. Maybe I could have two of these as well. Ideally, though, I think having two or even three of these would be the better option, but that's going to make it so expensive to run. Let's try. Let's just see how this does. We're experimenting, and this is what experimentation is for. But you're against something that's probably going to destroy your face, aren't you? No, actually you won. Oh. Okay. I'm impressed. Do it again. You did it again. Well done. Ah, perhaps we've found the correct expression of our rage. Okay, you're against something that looks like it's got shield generators, so this might be a little bit harder for you. It's got a shield generator at the front. Ooh, lots of lasers. It's doing the same thing. Why did you stop fighting? Have you run out of power? You haven't run out of power, so I don't know why you're not attacking. This is very, very peculiar. You've managed to take him down. You've remembered what you were, but too late. You silly ship. My goodness. Try that again. Okay, try and Just wear him down. That's right. Whatever is getting taken out of the front stops it from trying to attack. And I don't know why. But as long as that doesn't go, this ship is actually remarkably tanky and is very, very dedicated to causing destruction to its enemies. And I approve of this. Let's get in there again. Oh, no, 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 whatever it was, it's decided it doesn't want to fight anymore. No, stop being a pacifist! Really? What is it that makes you stupid? I don't know. We'll see how you do against this guy, though. Let's get in there. There we go. That was actually a good engagement. Your shield is still up. Let's see what you can do. And kapow. Very nicely done. Let's see again. And wow, okay. Well, I think we've made a good ship. It's just as long as it remembers that it's here to kill things and not just sit there and stare at the stars, then, you know, it actually does kill things, which is fantastic. It's getting it to remember that. It's just a problem. Its point defense is okay. Oh, it's forgotten again. Why? What have you lost? What part of you is not there anymore that makes you want to just stop fighting? I can't tell. But I think you're going to lose because of that. And that is remarkably sad. Well, I think I've seen enough. We're going to go with it, but I need to work out what's going wrong. Until we can work out that, we're going to keep finding ourselves smashing our heads against a brick wall in this way. But for the time being, I'll say okay. We'll roll with this. That means we need a name. Let's see. HMSS Blank Door. There we go. Blank Door is now also a part of the crew. And Blank Door is going to replace the Talon on my list. No, we're not going to do another one. We're going to go and try and take on another agent before this episode runs its course. Let's try and build some more units. We're going to need a lot of resources to build a Blank Door, though. It's an expensive ship, unfortunately. Hello. Give me more parts. There we go. Fantastic. I think we've just built a Blank Door. Have we built a Blank Door? Blank Door, is that you? I think it may be. Oh, Blank Door. No? Maybe? No. Ah, it isn't a Blank Door. Drat. Hopes and dreams. Shattered. Oh dear. That is pretty much death. When it starts firing, I start dying. We've destroyed the thing that spawns everything, but what remains is easily as frightening. Fire everything if we can. Go, go, go. Oh no, too late. Ah, drat. It's a brick made of guns. I'm getting killed by a brick made of guns. There's a certain bitter taste left in my mouth at realizing this. I'm gonna go and kill your friends. Destroy everything. We'll be back for you, gun brick, one day. My energy's down. That's not good. What have I lost? I have lost nothing, but my energy is completely depleted. That's not so great. Let's try and get back in here and take you out if we can. There we are. Energy's back up, but once I start firing my main guns, it gets depleted almost instantly. We can still work on this thing. It looks like some sort of mothership design that's constantly spawning units that my point defenses are then trying to take out, which results in everything going a little bit awry. But okay, that wasn't too terribly bad. Let's also take you out. Wow, plant faction, why am I here? Remind me why I've come to this cursed place. Because I just don't know. I am leaving it. And we need to build a new fleet, unfortunately. Ooh, there we are. There's someone that we can destroy for resources. Let's try and get in there. Hello. Oh, I'd like you to be dead. Fantastic. Thank you for your oh, no, you've run away. Stop pretending that you're cooperating. And cooperate, damn it. There we go. Right. Blank Door, is that you? I just don't know. Maybe the next one is Blank Door? No, that actually does look like Blank Door. Fantastic! Blank Door has joined us at last. Oh, it's been a long time, Blank. There we go. Take you out. build another ship. There we go. Fantastic. Starting to put together a decent fleet. And our tiny little fighter craft are becoming stupidly powerful thanks to stealing all of these weapons from the plant faction. If nothing else, they're good for farming components. Alright, let's wait for Blank to finish building, and then we'll move on. There we go. Hello. Where are you? So, lock target, and then move in. We're not going to play around here, though, because it is pretty much doom. There we go. Let's make our way up to the agent, try and make a little bit of progress. We've got 522C. We need a couple of thousand. 1,200, I think, for the large shield generator. And that is what I'm aiming for at this point. Oh, dear. That's not so good. Too much space debris. Ah, plants everywhere. Let's continue moving through. Right, where are you then? Hello! More things that we can kill. Things that are simple enough for us to kill, which is always a good thing. Take you out. More and more. Let's grab you as well. We get a little bit of credits for taking them down. Not a whole lot. Still need 61. My lord. Right, you can go. There we are. And let's try and... No, you're running away. I'll let you flee if that's what you want to do. Immediate release you as well. Get a fair chunk of credits for letting those guys go. Why? There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't attack. I think I was in command mode. Fantastic. Only 78 resources though, which is not so great for me. But we are closing in on the agent, and hopefully, with only one ship, we'll be able to take it out. But it's a lot of P on one ship. I'm a little bit concerned. Let's see if we can't just take a peek. You guys, you're made of shields. One of you is living in an asteroid. What kind of shenanigans are these? Oh dear. Turn around, keep my shields up. The right shield's facing him. Yikes. Okay. Let's switch these to... Actually, right mouse. Then we'll try and play this a little bit more carefully. Let's build up fire. And... No, didn't quite reach. Fire! Run away! You guys. That didn't work! Ah, crap. Launch more fighter ship. Okay, so you've got one ship in your fleet that's worth that much. But it's just going to spawn lots of them. I don't think that's really fair. Drat. Okay, that's really not going to help me. So go back to point defense, you. All of the flak go to point defense. I'll just use my auto cannons for regular engagements. Let's see if we can't bring him down to fight against these guys. Maybe get him distracted and then we can move in. Not sure. Of course, we could then spawn loads of things off the resources that we picked up. Ah, no, death! Is this going to hurt? I think it is. I think it is hurting a lot. Flee! No! How many shields have you got? I can't even see your ship. It is just thrusters and shields. Your brilliance blinds me. Let's actually see. It is nothing but thrusters and shields and lasers and probably power generators as well. We took out one of the shields, but just not enough damage really. And it's got one of those stupidly chunky looking thrusters at the back. But I think that is safe to say we're not taking that agent out anytime soon. I think I am going to spend a little bit of time off camera working on building up a fleet of smaller attack craft. Some of them really cheap, some of them around a couple of hundred. And when you return for the next episode, we'll hopefully be able to engage the enemy on even footing. Perhaps. I'm not going to do any work on flying staplers or unlock any new components off camera, but I think I will spend a little bit of time just designing and trying to make things look good and also fight well. So that is it for now. I do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.